Hello, world builders. Hello, Fired Up Squad. Welcome again to another time at the Fired Up Show. I am your host, Obalala Hoyewumi, fondly called Lola Wealth, and here we talk about everything that has to do with the financial independence, early retirement, attaining financial freedom, and everything in between. Today is Thursday, and I'm super excited. So let's get into it. Today's topic, we're talking about wealth identity. This is, a lot of people don't talk about this enough. And I will tell you myself that I am working on my own. I'm a work in progress as well. There's going to be some time of a vulnerability where we'll be sharing, how we are growing from that small mindset, from that who I am, what's my relationship with money. And then we'll be talking about that, giving you and handing you tools that can help you grow better when it comes to your relationship with money. What are the tools that can help you every day when you can know if truly you are out of that um out of that you are not, because we are talking about the hidden reasons you are not where you want to be when it comes to your wealth identity. So the tool is going to help you to see where you are. Where are you? Am I on that path? Am I even there? On the scale of 1 to 10, am I 6? Am I 5? Am I 3? You know, I will be getting into it right away. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. If you are joining from anywhere in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I wanted to put it in the chat where you are joining us from. And I want to say thank you to my team members. We are here to support you in every step of the way as well. Thank you, Mr. Toby. Always a pleasure working with you. All right. So wherever you're joining us from, I wanted to put it in the chat. Where are you joining us from? Are you excited about today's topic? Today's topic is about wealth identity. Wealth identity. We'll get into it right away. So I'm still waiting for us. Let me put it in here. Where are you joining us from? I put it in comments, so I want to see your comment. Where are you joining us from? What are your expectations today? How have you, what's your expectation in terms of the wealth, looking at the wealth identity, looking at where you ought to be or where are you right now in terms of if you are there, if you're on your path there, or if you are not even there at all. We are going to be distilling how you can identify where are you. So I'm going to tell you what wealth identity is, what it is not. When it comes to wealth identity, your relationship with money, with wealth, it's your self-concept around money. When you believe that you deserve something, when you believe you deserve this income, when you believe you deserve to be on the to have a seat on the table, when you believe that you can create, when you believe that you can produce value, what you believe you can keep, you can earn, what you believe you can protect, and the standard you live by. These are all wealth identity in different shape, sizes, forms, in respect to what you consider as your wealth identity. Is your self concept around money. How you make, what you believe you deserve, what you believe you can create, what you believe you can keep, what you believe you can protect, and the standard you live by. And some of us, we're going to be setting those standards today. Some of us, we're going to be reinforcing our standards today. Wealth identity is your internal thermostat. Let me share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen? I want to make sure you can. Okay. Wealth identity, that's what we have today. Thank you so much for joining. Yes, I can see people joining. Yes, wealth identity. And that is where we are. That's what we are talking about. What identity is your internal thermostat? Let me see. Yes, it's your internal thermostat. That's your what quietly determines what you normalize. What are the things that you normalize? Your earnings, your spending, your savings, your investment, your risk factor, risk appetite, your protecting, or call it protection. Wealth identity is your internal money thermostat. Your internal money thermostat. Do you see? And because, and I will say this, people don't rise to their goals, they fall to their identity. That is why it is very important. What is going on in here? Your internal thermostat. That voice that says that I'm always catching up. And they will, those are the things that's going to sabotage that consistency. The enemy of financial freedom is inconsistency. That's the enemy. So if your mindset is always, I'm catching up, I'm on a catching up game. And I've said this too as well, many times. Because when I see opportunities like, where was I 5 years ago? Where was I 10 years ago? Why didn't I come into this opportunity? Why didn't I know about this? Why didn't I invest? I'm already this age. I have to do a catch-up game. Every time we are on that, always catching up, or we have that mindset that I'm always catching up, they are the one that is going to sabotage our wealth journey through our wealth identity. Some of professionals, some of us have this mindset. The second one I want to say is money comes and goes. Guess what? I have said that as well. I was in that boat as well. I even say it in my own culture that money has wings. Money has wings, that it comes and it goes. If I have that mindset, guess what? I won't build a system. If I build a system so that when that money comes in, guess what? The system is going to help me keep it. So that when the money is not coming in as much, the system is going to be producing money. And we see this in an example as a believer. Remember the story of Joseph, when he had this dream and he told the king about the 7 fat years and the 7 lean year. Guess what saved the country? Is the system. They build barns, they prepare for the harvest coming, such that when the rest of the world are when they were having famine, and they were famine, and there were drought, and there were so many lack around the world, guess what? The country where Joseph is, there is abundance. There is enough to go around. And that is it. So when you come out from that, money comes in and goes out. So let me build a system so that when this money comes at this season, I have a system that will sustain me even when things are not coming in at that time. So do you see how we are deconstructing this money mindset that we always tell ourselves that feels okay, that feels like the fad, like the norm thing, right? So that we are not more saying it when everybody is saying it, like, oh, money comes and goes, this time, we just have to live by what we have because, it's the seasons. That might be the fact, but what's the truth? It's like I can build a system for it. Another mindset that I want us to deconstruct is I make good money, but not that I am wealthy. I make good money. So income doesn't really translate to wealth. Income doesn't really automatically translate to wealth. Like, let's say that these people that have more income, they have more income, but they are low on net worth. So we have to shift from I make good money and I don't build wealth to I'll keep what I have. I will keep high income, plus I will have high net worth. Do you see? Everything's to build around what am I telling myself? What am I telling myself? So having that wealth, having the money thermostat, what we are telling ourselves at all the time, really is very important. But let me get back to the eating. And I know we are still, let me remove this. So I want you to put in the chat, yes, what can you tell me about the Thank you so much, everyone that know where you're joining from. Thank you from Nigeria, from Norway, from US. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. So to put it in the chat, what are the lies or the myth or the story you told yourself that has really, held you back? Maybe while you're growing up, maybe the one that the culture has made us believe or built us into, because this is what is the norm. This is what everybody is saying. The economy is hard, everything is hard, right? And I always say something about what is the fact and what is the truth. Being a believer, I know what God has said concerning this when it comes to provision. What is God's promises for me? And sometimes it might be hard because we know this is the reality. Even if it's visible to the blind man can see. But what has God said? And that is the truth. And that is what we should hold on to. All right. So what is that? What is that lies that we've told ourselves? What is that belief system that has really held us back? I want you to put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. What are those things that you've believed for so long until you get in a call like this and these construct and and help you see this is not true, right? Or what are those books that you read that make you to see like, okay, there's light bulb moment for you, there's a aha moment for you, like, this is a mindset that is really holding me back from entering into my wealth. You see. All right. So yes, right now we are going to get into the 5 wealth identity. Let me pull it up again. The 5 wealth identity. Yes, I call it money personas. Right? Money personas. That is what I call it. So when it comes to the self-identity that we are embodying, you will find yourself in one of this, and which I quickly want to touch on. The first wealth identity is the survivor. The survivor. People who are in this space, or who are survivor when it comes to their identity, is people that say that I just need to get through this month. Is that you? And I label them, or the financial industry label them. I know you've heard this about that before, that says living paycheck to paycheck. Those are the people at the bottom. And I know I've shared this before here. There is five spectrum when it comes to the pyramid of wealth, right? People at the bottom of that pyramid, they are the people, the professionals who are in crisis. They are in financial crisis, living paycheck to paycheck, doing 2, 3, 4 jobs. They are in debt, right? They are constantly chasing one thing. Oh, this is a new thing. Let me go do it. Oh, this is a new thing, right? This is the survivorship spirit. This is the survivorship persona or identity. And their pattern is they are very reactive when it comes to spending. Oh, there is a sales. Big Lot is doing sales. Amazon is doing sales. Oh, there is what's this one that we do every November? Yeah, Black Friday. And but for Black Friday there is an exception, because I benefit from Black Friday. Guess what? I will start to put all the things I need. Start to put it inside the carts so that I'll be looking at the price. Some people, when Black Friday is coming, or let me say some merchants, when it is Black Friday, when they know that the amount of this thing is $10, when it's the Black Friday, they will not put it on $20 and now slash the price and say it's $10, because they are still putting the $10. So I know that. So what I would do is, if I want to buy something, and I use that in 2023 or 2022, where we wanted to change our fridge for that year. And I said, okay, you know what? Let's wait for Black Friday. We went to Costco. We went to other stores. We saw when you do the prices, you already have this chart. You have what you want, the brand and everything. So I now went to online. I put it in my cart, like 3 different companies, and I started watching it. So I know the price I saw 3 months ago. And when the true Black Friday came, guess what? There was a big discount on it. So yes, I know that sometimes when you are looking into financial planning, when you already have a budget and all of that, Black Friday could be a good. And I know I'm diverting, but bear with me. So those are good ways for you to strategize when you're looking into buying a big purchase. You can start to track and see the prices. So, but let's leave Black Friday alone. But even for Black Friday, sometimes because you see it cheap and you think, oh, this is just cheap, let me buy without you planning for it. That is reactive spending. So people who are living on survivorship space on that spectrum, they are always reacting to spending. They get into bar, they get into restaurant, they get into stores, and they see these and like, okay, they are reactive when they come to their spending. Fear-based decision. There are some people that they were like, oh, maybe this is not going to be available. Oh, there's going to be snow. Everybody is packing and buying. There's wisdom in that, but sometimes you don't need some things. But there is fear in, oh, maybe this thing is not going to come back again, or maybe this and that. So fear-based decision too can make somebody be in that survivorship spectrum. Another thing is if there is no plan, just like what I shared with you when it comes to Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all of this. If there is no plan, you don't have a budget, you don't have something, we just like, oh, this thing is cheap, let me buy it. Those people in that spectrum, they are in survivorship. I just need to get through this month. Oh, let me just get through this week. Let me just wait for that check. I'll be able to do this. Those are the survivorship. That's the identity. The second persona, the kind of people that I would say that you want to identify yourself when it comes to your wealth identity, are the providers. The providers, people who everyone depends on them. I used to call them savior syndrome. You are not Jesus Christ. Even Jesus Christ, when he was on earth, guess what? He didn't heal everybody. But there is that syndrome called savior syndrome. But I just label you to here. Not label. I won't say label. I won't label anybody. But the identity is the provider. Everyone depends on you. And when you're thinking about, you are over giving, always over explaining, you are under building. Let me take it down so that while I am, all right. So yeah, you are under building. You only cater for your parents, your days, your in-laws, everybody except you, except your future. You are always negotiating your future because for every other people, and you are leaving yourself out. That's the savior syndrome. That is the provider identity. Everyone always depend on you. The pattern is guilt-driven money choices because you are like, and I'm going to, okay, I'm going to share the story, not quite, but I'm going to refer to this guilt-driven money choices because there are some people like, oh, when they call you or they tell you that they need this, and they will put so much guilt and emotions into it that if you don't give them, it will be like, you are really doing a bad thing. So if you find yourself in this space, then you have this survivor's mentality, or maybe you are in this space where you are the provider when it comes to your wealth identity. The third type of people or persona, I would say, they are the high earner, low wealth people. I make a lot of money, but it disappears. I don't know where it goes. And I have a lot of people in this. Like a lot of people say, Lola, if you know how much money that goes through my hand, this time, now this time is a time for tax season. And you will get the W-2. You will get the 1099 right now, at least here in US. For people who are not in US or in other part of the world, here in US is the taxes, and this is when you file your taxes. This is where you report the past, because the taxes that you're filing for this year is for last year. How you spend your money and what comes in, what goes out, and all of that. So during these tax season, you get your W-2. That is the document you get from your employer. And then for people who are entrepreneurs who work on their own, they get 1099 as well, because they have to report the taxes as well to the government. So by the time you get your 1099, and guess what? It caught me a surprise too this year. Even though I talk about it, I track things, but guess what? We get better. We get better. So when I look at what passed through my hands, like, what? Like, like what? Did I have this amount? Where is the money? So this is the kind of the other persona, their group of people, professionals in this space, and we have a lot of them. I would say 35 to 40% of people are in this space. Professionals are in this space where they are high earners or they earn moderately well, but they are low on wealth. They are low on net worth, right? And it's nothing but first lifestyle expansion. And I want you to put it in the chat. If you get a raise today, what do you always think first? Do you think about that item that is on your Amazon cart? Do you think about that thing that you already have on your list of things to get? For me, I would say it's always on my Amazon cart because I have some things there that like, if I have this money, I have this money, this is what I'm going to do. That's my natural wiring. But because I am on this wealth building journey, guess what? I start to have a delayed gratification. I start to set guardrails helping me in terms of my decision. In fact, let me share this story with you. So I have a friend, which she's my accountability partner. You know, I this year, because I wanted to have more, have somebody other than my spouse. You know, sometimes there are some people you will have a friend where they can always tell you the truth, and you know, these are the things when it comes to money. Like you have somebody that must be able to say, this what you did like this is it's not right, it's not good. So I have this friend that I already told her like, this is my problem. I have a spending problem, right? Not a problem. I have a spending challenge. I like to spend, you know, and all of that. But I'm really having this goal this year, and I really want you to hold me by the jugular. Like I want you to hold me accountable, such that before I make any sales, any purchase, and all of that, I want you to like, Lola, does this thing really matter at this time? So I have this conversation with her. So, and you know, it's been going great. You're like, okay, this month, this is the second month, this is the second week. Have you done this? Have you put us, you know, all of my goals that I shared with her in the beginning of the year, we started tracking it. We meet and, you know, we look at the numbers. So immediately I told her about, oh, I'm going to Stop City this coming month and I want to do photo shoot. In fact, here, this is just a vulnerability moment for me. And I told her, oh, you know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And the first thing she asked me, like, how much is that going to cost you? I said, it's going to cost this amount. And she was like, no, you are not doing it. And immediately she tells me, no, you are not doing it. Guess what? I was like, no, why will you tell me not to do? Why will you tell me what I should do and what not to do? And she kept quiet and she didn't say anything again. And I was like, why? What happened? She was just like, I'm minding my business. That's your business. Immediately, I was just like, okay. But I told you that anytime I want to make a decision, yes, but I'm trying to, but you are cutting me off, you know. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. And we kind of have this conversation around what should I, you know, I told her I really want to have this one because news alert, I have a book coming out and I want to have this photo shoot so that, you know, for this my new book. And I told her the reasons, and she was like, okay, even if at that, let's have a budget for this thing. And I told her, what if I have this amount in revenue this for the next 45 days? I gave myself that timeline and I have a goal for revenue. What if I hit this? Then I'm going to do this, have this photo shoot. And she said, even at that, it's going to be this amount. And I was like, okay, even if it's just going to be one changing clothes and I'm going to have maybe one headshot and one lifestyle, whatever, that is it. I said, okay. And we agreed on it. Guess what? I am not living on denial. I am not saying, oh, this thing that I really want to do. Did I cut down my expenses? Yes. Did I have somebody to cut me, to catch me and say, okay, we are not doing this? Yes, that is accountability. And that is why sometimes you need somebody that is going to tell you the truth. because the emotions, everything is going to come by the time you want to spend that money. And when you have raise and there is this money that comes, a lot of people in US, guess what? This month and April, they are going to get tax refund. There's going to be a lot of money in the system because of tax refund. They're going to get some money. What I tell them is, do not increase your lifestyle or just expand your lifestyle, because that money is going to come and go again. So for people in this high earner space or in this spectrum, what are the things you need to start to think about is, how do I build a system so that my income and the money that I earn will produce the return that can help me sustain this new lifestyle that I want to be living. And I know we talk about this a lot on this program, right? That the kind of life you want to live, we call it here in this community, your bedazzled life. Your bedazzled life, we call it life and wealth design. You design the life you want, you live on it on your own terms. And there is something that must fund that, which is going to be your investment, which is going to be the system you are building. Do you see? So for people who are in this, you want to be consistent with your investing. Once there is money, and I talk about automating a lot, call your bank, call that credit card company, automate things, give them an instruction. Anytime there is this money that comes into my account, remove so amount. You can have a specific amount you're removing. You can have a percentage you're removing. Do you see? And that's why you automate. That's how you make investment consistent. You make savings consistent. And that is how you build wealth. The fourth type of people, they are the builders. And I will say, this is where I am, because I am still on that journey of my financial freedom. I am. Because I bring the bar so high for myself so that I'm not high on my own supply. Do you see? So the builders is, I'm learning to run money like a system. That's me. A lot of people that I help right now, that's where they are. They are coming out of debt. They are coming out of survival mode. They are coming out of financial independence to financial they are coming out of financial dependence to financial independence. They are coming out of that financial crisis and financial inconsistency to financial independence. Do you see? And people that are in the builder space, they are the people that they started to build their habit. They have a consistent habit around savings, earning money, keeping money, multiplying money, protecting money. They have that consistent habit around it. Guess what? People that are builder, they are tracking, and it can be grueling. And I said, I don't like it. I don't like to track. Some of this my card does for me, but there are some that, because you don't want to spend that, you don't want to go and use the credit card, you take money from the ATM, and that is what you're spending. Say, this month, I'm not going to spend anything more than $500. And these are for people who are controlling their spending and say, okay, even though my credit card is going to give me 2%, 1% purchases in returns and all of those things, those points, things you get from card, but it still comes down to buying things that we don't need because the money is not leaving our hands. And I've done this and I'm still doing this, where I will say, this is the amount I want to spend for the month. And when I take that cash in my hand, giving $50 is going to be like, but guess what? When I go to a restaurant and it says $70, just swipe the card. But when you count the money and say 1, 2, 3, and you count up to say like $70 to eat, hell no. That will always help us in terms of be intentional about the spending. So some people, they are working on this one, where they are, curbing what they are spending and all of that. The builder. Let me put in this on stage. Do you see? The builders, they are tracking, they are building reserves, they are investing, they are building systems. And then the fifth type of people, when it comes to your wealth identity, is what? Is the wealth CEO. And we are going to be talking about this next week, where we'll talk about the wealth CEO standards. I want us to be there. I want us to come and learn. But the wealth CEO, what did they do is, they are the one that say, I manage money like a portfolio and a business. not just I earning income alone, not just being I earner alone, but they have standards. They are automating things. They are protecting what they have. Some of us, we even say that, oh, I have this, I have that, but there is no protection such that one single life event happened, wipes away all the things that we are building, crumbles it. One health challenge like this wipes everything. That is why it is important. Anywhere you are in the world, in this part of the world, protect. There is insurance, there is assurance, there is whatsoever program that is going on around where you are in the world. Protect it. Set a system up. Here in US, I talk about trust and wills and estate planning. Put a protection in place and be a long-term thinker. This one, me myself, I am working on it, because that instant gratification is a daily thing, because we are human, is our experience, instant gratification. But if you want to build a system that lasts, where you can enjoy the fruit of it, right? Your income comes in, you invest it, you put it in a very good bucket asset type that is returning the kind of returns you want, the kind of money that want, that is going to help you with your lifestyle, then you are in true financial freedom. So think about that long term. Think about that long term. So I want you to put in the chat, between this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, where are you right now? Who are you when it comes to your wealth identity? Are you the survivor? Are you the provider? The savior syndrome, where everyone depends on you. The survivor is, I just need to get off this, I just have to get through this month. The high earner, low wealth people, they are the ones like, I make money, but it disappears. I don't know where it goes. The builder is, I'm learning to run money like a system. I'm learning to run money like a system. And the fifth is the wealth CEO. I manage money like a portfolio and a business. Where are you? Put it in the chat. Where are you? And I'm looking at the chat as well. Where are you? Where are you right now? Where are you? All right. Let's quickly touch on this, on the 4 pillars of wealth. And then I know we are rounding off very shortly. So where are you? The 4 pillars of wealth model, and I talk about this too a lot, is finding financial balance, the financial equilibrium, finding the balance. That's you don't want to live on denial. You don't want to live a small life, right? You want to build that balance when it comes to even your portfolio, what you have. Those are it. And I know we'll get into it too next week, right? But the balance is important. The growth, you want to multiply your seed. Where are you putting the seed? Where are you putting your income? The small, the little that you are earning, the little, even from the growth you have right now, you're taking it out and spending it, or you are putting it back into your business. You are putting it back into the investment. Where are you? Are you multiplying the seed? Are you having a system that you build, which is helping you with that momentum, keeping you going, right? And are you protecting? Are you shielding the little that you have? All right, let's get into the choose your identity. I want you to say this as we are rounding off for this program. Is I am the CEO of my finances, and I want you to say it. If you want to write it, you can write it. If you want to take a screenshot, you can take a screenshot. So, I am the CEO of my finances. I don't rely on income, but I build system. I depend on God. I want to put it, because it is Him who gives us the ability to make wealth. We can't take God out of all of this. And I know everybody know. I know I've said that standard, said that expectation a lot of time, that we always rely back to Him, even though we fall to the level of our identity. But who are we? Even when it comes to wealth relationship with wealth, who are we even in God? If we know we are child of God, if we know that our God is a God of more, if we know that we are a child of God who made the heavens and the earth, and He lives in abundance, He is a God of abundance, who will always draw our strength from who God has called us to be, who God has made us to be, and that is our identity. And also, we have standards. We have to set it, because we are still on this human body, and there are still flesh that is still going to, show up. here and there. So building a system, having a strategy for us to like get into that what is very important. All right. So I want you to continue to say it. I build systems that protect and multiply wealth. I want to talk about something that before I talk about this action plan that is going to help us when it comes to, let me remove this. So, and I wanted to share this as well. When it comes to boundaries, a lot of us, we have issues with boundaries, I would say. Not issues, I would say, but when it comes to what should I be doing, we talk about this different type of wealth identity. Some of us, the real issue comes from our identity. It comes from us not being able to set a boundary, I would say. And boundaries is very important. Boundaries, they are very important. A good way for me to say this, and I said I'm going to share that story, is the story of the Samaritan. Jesus used this parable when he was talking about we setting good boundaries. Because some of us, even with boundary with our time, boundary with giving, boundaries with savings, with giving, with investing. Some of us even doing good things, but we don't set proper boundaries. And as I close on this, which I'm going to close with this story, and of course share that what are the things we need to do for the next 7 days for us to really get into our own know where we are, not where we are, but when it comes to where we want to get to when it comes to our wealth identity. When Jesus shared the story of the parable, he said the priest came, they took the other way. The other guy too came, took the other way. But there is this Samaritan. He saw the man and had pity on him. He had pity on him. And what did he do? He carried him, took him to the hospital. I will use that word. They bind his wounds, and he told the man that will take care of him, like, take care of him for me. And I'm going on my way. And by the time I come back, whatsoever money you spend, I'm going to reimburse you. But let me go attend to my business. And then he went. That's a good example when it comes to boundary. But what if, let's change it. What if we now say that when this man woke up and he saw that I am in the hospital, at least somebody, and he told the man that it's like, why are you going? And he told him, why are you going? I thought you are going to stay here with me. If you didn't stay here with me, how would Jesus use you as an example? Stay here with me, and I will need somebody to talk to. And he's rubbing all his emotion with this man that is a businessman. Guess what? He would have said, okay, and that is how we always think ourselves too. We think, okay, if that is the case, okay, let me just wait. Let me just wait and just stay with him. And he's talking and talking. And the business is going to do is, I will call it, because I have it in here. And the business he wants to do, wanted to go to Jericho. And what if he has waited and he has some earths that he wants to sell? He had some other things that he wants to do, camels that he wants to do. And he couldn't do all of them. And the following day, the man comes and says, oh, businessman, the Samaritan, don't bother to come again. The camel has already been sold to somebody else. And, because we didn't see you and we waited for you, And this Samaritan will now come up and say, you see what you have caused me to do? You have made me to miss this business because you want me to stay with you. And that is what a lot of people do. We respond to emotions. We respond to people's request of us when we are supposed to set a proper boundaries when it comes to even our time, when it comes to our resources, when it comes to our giving, either giving money, either giving time, either giving attention, we are supposed to set this boundary. And I am learning this, and I'm sharing this as well for some of us that we give out of compulsion, out of emotions, out of all of this, and there's bleeding everywhere. Please, And we're still going to talk more about around these boundaries. When it comes to boundaries and what you were given, have a I don't want to use the word budget, have an allocation to, okay, this is what I'm giving to generosity. When it comes to charity, this is what I'm giving, so that you don't want to negotiate yourself out of the future or negotiate your future because of these other things that we put ourselves into. So that is most things that I want us to, take out of this, our identity, setting the proper boundary when it comes to our resources, our time, our money, so that we can do what we are meant to do, what we are called to do. All right. So let me quickly share with you the 7 things. Let me remove this. Can I remove the comment? Yes, I can remove. Right. For day 1, I want you to, this is 7-day identity proof plan that you are going to do. Me, I'm going to do it starting from today. Track, track, track. Let there be tracking. And this is the awareness. When you track, you will see. And it was last week I was talking to you about me, where I was tracking and I downloaded the statement and I saw that I've been paying for Amazon Music for like 3 months and I didn't even listen to it. Maybe it was one of my kids that subscribed for it when they're using the Alexa or something. But because I track and I was like, look at this. What is this? And that was why I was able to, stop it. And some other things that, comes revealing to us because we are tracking. All right. And I said it's not an easy thing because it's you paying attention to details, being intentional about where your money is going. Even for some of us that will set it to auto, that auto payment, you still look at it like, is still this needed? Do I still need this and this subscription, so that we are saving more and is not leaking out of all the things we are trying to build? The second thing is, by the day 3, you should be automating your system. Automate system. I said some of us have to call our banks, some of us have to call our credit cards, a company, and tell them this is what I want. Ask them that thing you want to do. If they can help you set the instructions such that you don't have to constantly do it yourself, logging in into online or logging in into your mobile app to have to do it, because everything you have to be doing by yourself, guess what? We can forget. Life is going to life. You might not remember them, but when you automate things, it's going to help you. And that is you setting up that system. Guess what? By day 5, you should be able to set boundaries. And you see, I shared about these boundaries because I know that, yes, we're going to be talking about boundaries. It's very important. Very, very important. Say to yourself, I don't do lifestyle debt. I don't do lifestyle debt. If I have to pay for something that I don't have money for, guess what is a lifestyle debt? So go and hand that money first, save, and then, if possible, invest that money, let that money bring in before you do. If possible, not all the time, right? But setting boundaries is something that we have to do. Look at the areas of your life. Remember what we have talked about today is your wealth identity. This is going to is that consistency that's going to build that wealth. And it's not a short-term thing. So don't say, oh, I've done this one for 2 months and nothing is. No, it's a long-term game. It's a long-term game. So don't be short-sighted. Don't be just short-term focused. Think about it long. And that's why I said that you don't negotiate your future for this instant gratification. So you have to have a delayed gratification sometime so that you can create the freedom tomorrow, right? Set that boundary. And then the last thing that I want to, not the last thing, I want to say out of the setting of boundaries is to build an emergency buffer for yourself. I used to carry a wallet, not a wallet, like a purse, where I always constantly have $100. No matter what, I want to have it such that you don't know where you're going to get to, that you're going to be stranded. Even maybe your card is not working, maybe something happened. That is a small buffer. But for some of them, maybe it's just 1,000 that you want to constantly keep in your account, such that anything that happened, like emergency buffer, you want to have it. If you don't have it, let that be your next financial goals right now, right? Have that mini emergency buffer. And I would say the last thing is that governance. You as the wealth CEO, we are going to be talking about this next week, actually. You want to write your wealth CEO standard. What are the standards that you're setting for yourself? Because if it doesn't happen in your mind, it doesn't appear in your account. It doesn't appear in your account. All the things we're talking about today, we're not talking about budgeting, doing this, doing that. No, we are talking about our mindset, and we have to set our mindset right. Identity is not what you say. Identity is what you do consistently. Look at a smoker. What makes a smoker is because he smokes all the time. What makes a drinker is because he drinks all the time. What makes a wealthy person is because they make the decision, they invest, they constantly, and they make money all the time. So your identity is what you do consistently. That's who you are. That's what you do. That's what you do. So next week, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. What are the things that you do? And I wanted to, preparing for this. Let me remove this. Preparing for this, today's show, I was researching into the characteristics of these identities. Some people are avoidance. They avoid money talk. Some people are of course, they are spender. Some people they wait for motivation. Some people they are so protective, they don't open up, just like what I was sharing the other time. Because I told my friend, like, every time I want to make this decision about money, caution me, talk to me, does it make sense, right? Some people, we are so very secretive. We don't nobody knows anything because it's because of that bad behavior. That's why you are very secretive. I was put it that way. Because you want to make that point, you don't want anybody to correct you. And I was here too before, but I want you, that you're listening to me, to see who can you confide in. Your spouse could be a very good person. I'm not saying my spouse is not, but there are some I don't want my spouse to know. But your spouse could be a very good, person. But well, guess what? By the time I make that decision, I'll still come home and like, why did you tell me? No, if I tell you, I would not allow you to do it. I said that's why I didn't tell you. Do you see? So some of us, our spouses can guide us. God can use them to guide us in, all these our spending habits. So it's more around habits today. It's more around getting better with your spending. It's more around building that wealth first in your mind. Know who you are. Come out from that financial crisis into financial independence, right? We are going to be talking more about the freedom number, how to get that, what are the things you set, for next week. What is the time freedom that you want to increase for this coming months, for quarters? Because sometimes the 90 days is enough for you to set a standard, or set this and do this consistently for the next 90 days. And then you can expand it into, 6 months and 1 year and all of that, right? And we're going to get into it next. I'm super excited about this, as you can see, but we have to put a stop here. I think this has been a great way. I wanted to put in the chat, what are you learning? What are you hearing for yourself, right? What are you going to be taking out of today's conversation that is going to move the needle for you, that is going to help you in terms of achieving your goals? One of the things, and I stopped the slide already, is for you to take the assessment. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'll take the assessment, the fire readiness assessment. Take it. It's going to help you identify the gap where you are versus where you want to be. Let me pull it up and I'll put it in the chat for you. And my team members, if you can help me drop it, that will be fine. So one thing that I want you to do today is get your fire number, not fire number. Get where you are in terms of your financial journey. I put it in there. Do you see? So I want you to click on that and get and understand. And for people who are watching on YouTube as well, you're going to find it in the description, where you can take your fire readiness assessment. Where are you when it comes to your financial independence? It's going to give you a persona. If you're a starter, if you're a builder, if you're an accelerator, or if you are a trailblazer, it's going to help you. And there are resources that is going to give for the next 30 days, how you're going to be able to set the goal or the blueprint so that you can continue to build on it and help you reach your financial independence, even if you do not work with us directly. But this tool is going to help you identify. Awareness first is the key thing for you to enter into your wealth. Now we are talking about the mindset. It's helping us shift our mindset. The next thing is awareness. Where am I? Where am I? How do I move from here, from being a savior, a provider, and to becoming a CEO of my finances, CEO of my wealth, CEO of my money? What do you see? So that's it for now. I hope this has helped you. And for people who, and I know I shared this last week as well, if you really want to join the 90 Days World Clarity and the System Program, there are 2 slots left. Right? I want you to, send fire or put fire or DM us so that you can get more information and also enter into the program. This is going to shift your business. It's going to shift your finances. You're going to be building system. It's going to really help you. So let's see if we can work together. Book a clarity call. Go to lolaworld.com and go and schedule a call, a complimentary call. No pressure, no salesy one. Just let's see. And if you have done the assessment, guess what? Bring the results to the assessment. Let's debrief on the result. When you go to FireDrop assessment, and you click on that and you make that you complete that, guess what? You have like 10 to 15 minutes to complete that assessment. So it's not something that you do in 2 minutes. No. For you to really know where you are, you dedicate that 15 minutes, sit with it, think, answer it honestly, and you're going to see where are you. So take that assessment. If you want to book a call, please book a call. Let's talk about it, and let's help you get to your next level when it comes to your finances. All right, this is your host Lola Wealth, and I'm super excited to share this moment, to share your lunchtime with you, to share your whatsoever time you have right now with you, to share this time with you. So thank you so much for joining. I hope this has helped you, and it's going to help a lot of people. I wanted to share this link. You joined or you are watching the replay. I wanted to share it. Continue to share it. Let's more people know about. Okay. Let more people know about this, so that they can continue to help them, so that it can continue to help them on their financial journey. All right. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.